What's going on, guys? Colorado Car Dude here with another race review video. Right now I'm going to be reviewing the Atlanta race, the Quick Trip Folds of Honor 500, whatever the hell it was. It was way too long of a race. Gosh, yeah, I don't know how they're going to keep pushing these races on people as the season goes throughout. But, man, we got to shorten up some of these races, first of all. I'll just get this out of the way. I mean, I had to stop and go do some yard work and some other stuff halfway through and just pause it and then fast forward through some of it because it was just too long, you know. In this day and age, I think we need to really consider shortening some of these races and make them a little bit more exciting, a little bit more thrilling because of the urgency. But anyways, it was a interesting race, as you would know if you've watched it. Lots of battles for the lead, lots of good racing, record number of lead changes, record number of accidents and damaged vehicles, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it's a byproduct of having the field so tightly bunched together. You had a ton of close racing, 2-3 wide racing throughout the day, which was cool to see. But at the end of the day, it's almost like you get desensitized to it a little bit. When there's so much side-by-side racing, you know, you don't almost really appreciate it as much. And also, I don't feel like the commentators really did a good job of portraying, you know, how exciting the battles were for the lead. There's a lot of stuff talking about other stuff, too much color commentary and not enough actual coverage of the race and talking about where people are, what's going on, the moves people are making, so on and so forth. I don't know. I just felt like I was somewhat disconnected from what was actually happening on track. They missed some of the damage, you know, that occurred to the cars. They didn't really follow up on some of the big collisions as far as who got what kind of damage. There were a ton of wrecks, obviously, so I know it's kind of hard to keep up with, but I just felt like there was so much that you didn't really know what was going on. It's like, what the heck? Oh, caution for debris, but you never saw the debris, or, you know, they'd mention it one time and then there'd be a bunch of commercial breaks. So it was a little weird in that regard. I felt like they could have done a little bit better job covering the race. I feel like Fox is still dropping the ball. There's certain things they were good at, and having Jeff in the booth was a lot better than Danica the week before. But I don't know. It's almost like they really, nowadays, they don't actually want to cover the racing. They don't really want to show the racing, like, battles for the lead. A lot of that doesn't seem to be as much of a concern. The backstories, the stuff that I grew up with as a fan, you know, that started watching NASCAR in the late 90s. To me, the sport's so different now, and I have to accept that. And that kind of brings me into, you know, how Atlanta is an entirely different track now. We knew that was going to be the case. We knew that, you know, it was going to race more like a superspeedway, and it was going to probably be a wreck fest, and it sure was. Kind of disappointing to see the bunch of wrecks so early on, and the tires going down. I don't know what kind of alignment issues some of those guys are running, pushing the tires to limit, but a lot of tires cut down. 3 different Chevys lost the right rear while leading the race, causing pileups. Lots of aggressive pushing and stuff. I was surprised to see the cars as twitchy as they were when they were getting bump drafted and whatnot. But it was kind of close racing, good battles. But like I said, I didn't necessarily feel like I got to really see a lot of the close battles. I don't know. It was weird the way that the coverage was. I felt like, you know, this whole era of racing is kind of, you know, it's more of entertainment. I think that's kind of the corner we've turned as a sport. It's more into just kind of turning into, you know, less of an actual racing product and more of just kind of overall entertainment. You see this with their commercials. They're pushing tons of accidents. All they push in the commercials to promote the sport are burnouts and crashes and like 2 seconds of actual racing footage, which, as a race fan, I like to see good battles, side-by-side battles. And for me, obviously, that's why I love the old Atlanta layout. To me, I remember, you know, the battle between Kevin Harvick and Jeff Gordon coming to the line, the battle between Carl Edwards and Jimmy Johnson back in 2005. A lot of great high-line, low-line racing that was really fun to watch. And obviously, if they reconfigured that track the way that it was, or they just repaved it rather, the racing probably wouldn't have been that good. It's good racing. I just don't know if it's something that's really going to be what the fans want, but it kind of looked like it was because the stands were packed even all the way to the end, and it was a long race. Same with the Xfinity race yesterday, where it was just a wreck fest and just drawn out. But that's kind of super speedway racing. Obviously, William Byron got the win, which, I mean, he performed well. You really hated to see Blaney just gets screwed all the time. He kind of got screwed out of another one there. He's always there at the end, but just keeps getting bad luck, it seems like. So It's kind of tough to see that as a Blaney fan. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was pretty good racing. I feel like I was more impressed with the package than I expected it to, race like. I thought it was going to race a little bit worse, to be honest with you. I was amazed at how tight the racing was, throughout a long run. It just seemed like the cars were really tightly spaced all the way through, which was kind of good to see. But once again, you have to ask yourself, is that what you really like? The drivers don't seem to like it much because they don't like super speedway racing anyway. I'm sure it's white knuckling for however long, and it's just not a lot of fun for them. But I did like to see some of the dive bombing and the old, stuff like that. Kind of reminded me of the Gen 4 era of cars and racing. But overall, it was another Hendrick driver getting a win. But its season's been pretty good. I have to say, now that we've gotten kind of some of the a little bit of an idea as to what the car's racing like, I think we can see that it'll do pretty well as we go into a road course next weekend, which is honestly what's going to be the best kind of racing for this car, in my opinion. That's kind of what it's designed for. But it's done well at super speedways, it's done well at short tracks, it's done well at intermediates, and whatever this Atlanta configuration is. So overall, new car seems pretty good. Obviously, brake and suspension stuff seems to be easier than ever before. But, and the tire issue, I think they'll work through that. But overall, the composite bodies seem pretty tough. They take a beating, and I was amazed how quick a lot of the cars were that had damage still. They were able to repair them, and also how competitive they still were, even with all the damage. But anyways, these are just kind of my quick thoughts on it. I don't know what you think of the race, and let me know down below. Subscribe if you would like to. I just make random videos. I don't really have a great plan for this channel. I just kind of follow my drifting and then throw my 2 cents in when I want to. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.